Alrighty guys, welcome back to Balako's Fish Room. So today I'm going to be doing something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and with all the issues that I spoke about in the last video, all those kind of issues happening, I thought, you know what, let's just bite the bullet and do it. It's going to cost a bit of money, but we need to get this done so the fish are in perfect condition going forward. So we're actually going to be turning all of the 4-foot tanks at the bottom of each of these racks into their own individual sump filter for the 6-foot tanks. The probably the key thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be doing a planted sump filter. So about half of the sump filter is going to be taken up by sponges and filter media and everything like that, and then on the other side I'm going to have a light up the top, and it's going to come down to a vibrant green lush forest of aquarium plants, which is going to add a massive amount of filtration. It's going to reduce all the nitrites and nitrates in the tank, keep that ammonia at zero, and yeah, so I'm really excited. So all of a sudden we're going to have the 6-foot tanks connected to the 4-foot tanks. They're all going to be four individual systems. So if there is an outbreak of any disease, it'll go through these 2 tanks, but it won't jump to the other tanks. So yeah, I've been working on it a bit today and got some of the pieces. So let's jump into this video. All right, so jumping straight into it, I've gone down to my local fish shop and had a chat with the guy, let him know my specifications and what I was trying to do, and he's recommended the Impulse 600 pump. I haven't tested it yet, so it's all going to be a learning process, but it should be good enough to get started, and hopefully we have chosen the correct pump straight off the bat. So this is the pump, and now I'll show you all the little parts and all the things that I've used to put this system together. So for every sump filter, you're going to need 2 hose setups. So you're going to need an overflow for where the water flows out of the tank, and you're going to need another hose that connects to the the pump, which pumps it back up into the tank. So this is the setup that we've got today, and here I'm going to show you how I've built these 2 setups, and we'll get into all the parts that you're going to need. Okay, so the first and easy one to get out of the way is the overflow side. So on the overflow, you don't particularly need to make things pressure tight and watertight and all that kind of stuff, because it's just water overflowing out of the top. So this side's really easy. You're just going to need your hose. So this is 32 millimeter hose, 25 millimeter end with the threaded end that goes straight into the pipe. And we use the clamp to tighten that down, and then this part is screwed straight into the back of the tank. This part here, it's kind of optional for this side of the hose line. This is just to go in, and so we can thread on, maybe one of those attachments or something and change the end, but this is optional for this side. So I'll just whack it back together and show you how it's meant to look by the end. Okay, so the return side is pretty much the same in terms of this end. So you got the threaded end that goes on, the water's going to pump up through there, and it's all nice and secured with that clamp. And then on this side, this is the end that it's going to screw straight into the top of the water pump, and then pump back up into the tank. So so it's a pretty simple setup. It's just you got to fiddle around to get it right and make sure you've got all the right parts. So I think without further ado, let's get out and get these installed onto the tanks. Okay, so we've attached the connection piece to go onto the actual hose itself. So we put some electrical tape on the bottom, and that's actually threaded through, so that is perfectly watertight. And then on this end, we're actually going to put one of those clamps around the hose and around this part, so it's absolutely locked in, and then we should be good to rock and roll. Okay guys, so you can see we've got the hose connected to the pump now, so it's just kind of loosely sitting in there for now. Just make sure we've got everything right, and then we'll secure it. So it's all plugged in. So for the moment of truth, let's we've got to clean up this mess of cords as well. That's why I'm doing this, to get rid of most of these cords. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so you can see water coming out, so that's perfect. Good amount of flow, not too much, not too little, so that's really good. And then we should start seeing some overflow. Not a great amount of overflow. It's just gotta make sure we're not gonna flood the tank and flood the fish room, because if the pump pumps more water than can actually escape the tank, then it's just gonna overflow. All right, let's check back once we give it about 10 minutes. Okay guys, it is about 8 o'clock at night. It has been a hell of a day. I think the first Bunnings trip I did was this morning at about 7:30. I was leaving home, so just over 12 hours, and so far I've only got one tank fully done, but the result is amazing. So I just wanted to show the Black Nasty tank quickly first, because so in this tank you can see everything that's in there. So if we come in the back here, so starting at the bottom, we got one sponge filter, we got another sponge filter over there, so you know that's taking up a bit of room in the tank. We've got the canister filter intake that goes all the way down there, like a foot into the tank, so that's really takes up a lot of space as well. And obviously the heater, which is like 2 foot long top to bottom. So you got all this stuff in the tank, and it takes up a lot of room. And what I find, especially with this female right here, she likes to play with the heater, and it keeps rattling and hitting the glass and everything. And even when you're inside the house, you can hear the rattle of the heater against the glass. So she's a bit of a pain in the bum. But yeah, I just wanted to show everything. The reason why I'm doing this, because everything that's in this tank, it's taking up a lot of room, and you know, I want to have a nice clean looking tank. So I'm going to show you what the Argentine tank looks like now. It's fully complete. Sump filter is fully operational, up and running. Mind you, it is very cloudy because I've taken all the ornaments out and everything, so that all the debris has turned up. But you'll just see exactly what I'm talking about. There we go. Absolutely nothing in there except for fish and ornaments. Now I've taken most of the ornaments out. I did leave the little caves in there for the peppermint bristlenose and the rocks there, so it's all nice and weighted down. But guys, this is the result. It's now a 6x2x2 tank of pure water and fish, and no bulky junky items in the tank. It's just nice and clean. And I'm looking at it now, I wish I did this years ago, because this is the nicest the tank is. I know it looks cloudy and disgusting right now, but give it 24 hours and it's going to clear up really nicely. But yeah, guys, I really recommend doing this. You know, I got everything that I needed at Bunnings and a pet shop for the actual pump itself, but I really recommend doing this. So I'm gonna show a little clip after 24 hours of what the tank looks like once it's all had time to filter and once it's all scaped again and everything. I'm gonna put that at the end. But guys, I'm not gonna show you the rest of the tanks. I'm going to leave that for the next fish room update. So if you want to see that one, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I post a fish room update every month. I slacked off over the last couple of years because I was moving house and all that kind of thing, and life just kind of got in the way. But now I'm at a permanent place, and yeah, gonna make these fish and the tanks absolute priority. So if you want to see what the rest of the tanks look like and the rest of the fish once I've turned them all into sump filters, then definitely subscribe and keep an eye out for the next one in June. Thanks guys.